What if, during a hike with your friends, someone joined your group? You talk to them, walk beside them, maybe even share food with them. But when you finally reach the summit, you realize something unsettling. There was never supposed to be an extra person. No one remembers inviting them, and now they're gone. This is the strange phenomenon reported by hikers on Gunung Jerai in Kedah, Malaysia, a mountain known for its ancient history, its sudden mountain mist, and a disturbing legend locals call the extra hiker. Gunung Jerai rises dramatically from the flat rice fields of Kedah. Standing about 1,217 meters tall, the mountain appears almost like an island in a sea of green paddy fields. For centuries, it served as a landmark for ancient traders sailing through the Strait of Malacca. Long before modern highways and GPS, sailors used the towering peak as a guide to the old Malay civilization in the Bujang Valley. But Gunung Jerai is not just a historical landmark. It is also a place surrounded by deep folklore. Local stories speak of the Bunian, mysterious unseen beings said to inhabit forests and mountains. Unlike the dangerous spirits often feared in the lowlands, the Bunian of Jerai are described as regal, but territorial. Locals warn hikers to respect the mountain. And there is one rule repeated again and again. Never call your friend by their real name while hiking, because something else might answer. In recent years, reports of strange encounters on the mountain have quietly circulated through hiking communities and online forums. Most of them describe the same unsettling experience. A group begins a hike together, but somewhere along the trail, another person joins them. The pattern is strangely consistent. A group might start with 5 hikers. During the climb, they begin interacting with what feels like a 6th member. The person walks behind them. Sometimes they speak casually. Sometimes they remain silent. The hikers rarely question it. After all, the trails of Gunung Jerai are often busy with other visitors. But the realization usually comes much later, when the group finally reaches a clearing, or the summit parking area, or the bright lights of the Jerai Hill Resort. Someone decides to take a head count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's when the confusion begins, because everyone suddenly remembers something unsettling. They were walking with 6 people, and now the 6th person is gone. Hikers have shared dozens of similar stories online over the past decade. Some describe seeing the extra hiker only briefly, a figure walking quietly at the back of the group. Others recall actual conversations, small talk about the weather, about the trail, about how much farther to the summit. Then there are the photographs. Several hikers claim that group selfies taken during the hike later revealed something unusual. A blurred figure standing slightly behind the group, sometimes wearing clothing no one recognizes. But when the hikers try to remember who the person was, no one can explain it. Some hikers also describe strange auditory experiences, hearing their name called from behind them. But when they turn around, the friend whose voice they heard is actually far ahead on the trail. Others report moments that feel like glitches. One hiker recalled seeing a friend in a red shirt pass him on the left side of the trail. Seconds later, the same friend walked past him again, from the opposite direction. Even stranger are the reports involving food. In one story, a hiker offered a snack to the quiet stranger walking behind them. They saw the hand reach out and take it. But hours later, that same unopened snack was found lying on the trail far below the summit. No one could explain how it got there. One of the most unsettling stories involves a small group reaching the summit after a long climb. Exhausted but excited, They asked another passerby to take their photo. The stranger agreed. But before taking the picture, he asked a strange question. "Do you want the guy in the back to move closer?" The hikers turned around. There was no one there. In another account, a vlogger recording his hike later discovers something chilling in the audio. While reviewing the footage, he heard a voice responding to his question, a clear answer. But during the recording, he remembered hearing nothing. Then there is the most disturbing report shared among hikers. One man claimed he spent 2 hours walking and talking with a friendly stranger along the trail. They spoke about family, work, life. It felt like a normal hiking conversation. Later, when he described the person to locals, they told him something unsettling. A hiker, matching that exact description, had died on that trail years earlier. Authorities usually dismiss these encounters as exhaustion or simple confusion. But there is a problem with that explanation. Gunung Jerai is not high enough to cause altitude sickness. So what exactly are hikers experiencing? No one truly knows. Gunung Jerai remains one of Malaysia's most iconic mountains. Beautiful, historic, and strangely mysterious. Mist can roll across its cliffs in less than a minute, turning clear trails into narrow corridors of fog. The wind whistles through the limestone rocks. Voices echo between the trees. And sometimes, hikers feel like someone is walking behind them, keeping pace, listening, waiting. Maybe it's just the mind playing tricks in the fog. Or maybe the mountain is not meant to be walked alone. So, if you ever find yourself hiking Gunung Jerai, count your friends carefully. Because if the numbers change during the climb, you might not be alone on the trail. And the extra hiker following your group might never have been human. What if a mountain could remember an insult? Imagine standing at the highest peak in Southeast Asia, granite stretching endlessly into the sky, wind rushing across ancient stone, clouds drifting silently beneath your feet. Now imagine doing something forbidden there, something the local guides begged you not to do, and 6 days later, the mountain moves. On the morning of June 5th, 2015, Mount Kinabalu shook with a magnitude 6 earthquake. Rocks the size of houses broke loose. Entire cliff faces collapsed. 18 people would never return from the mountain. Scientists would call it tectonic movement. But among the people who lived in its shadow, many believed something else had happened. Because 6 days earlier, someone had angered the mountain. Mount Kinabalu rises more than 4,000 meters above the forests of Sabah. For climbers, it is one of the most famous mountains in Southeast Asia. For the Kadazan Dusun people, it is something much older. They call it Kinabalu, the sacred resting place of the dead. According to local belief, the spirits of ancestors travel to the summit before continuing to the afterlife. For generations, climbers have been told the same thing by local guides. Respect the mountain. Do not shout. Do not insult the rocks. And never behave disrespectfully on the summit. Most visitors listen. But on May 30th, 2015, one group did not. 10 international tourists reached the south peak of Kinabalu. Ignoring the warnings of their guide, they stripped naked and took photographs on the sacred summit. The guides pleaded with them to stop. The tourists laughed. They said the mountain was just a rock. The photos quickly spread across social media. And across Sabah, anger began to grow. Because to the locals, this was not simply rude, it was desecration. 6 days later, June 5th, 2015, the morning began unusually clear. At 7:15 a.m., the summit plateau was bright and cloudless. Usually by this hour, mist begins to roll across the mountain, but that morning, the sky was strangely calm. Then, hikers heard something, a deep sound, low, vibrating through the stone. Some survivors later described it as a growl. Then the ground moved. A violent earthquake struck the mountain, magnitude 6. Because the quake was shallow, the energy exploded directly through the granite peaks. Cliffs fractured. Boulders tumbled down the slopes. One of Kinabalu's most famous rock formations, the towering spire known as Donkey's Ears, snapped in half. Within seconds, the summit became a storm of falling stone, and more than 100 hikers were suddenly trapped above the clouds. Survivors described a moment of terrifying confusion. The mountain trails were destroyed. Via Ferrata safety cables snapped. Dust and rock filled the air. Some hikers said the forest below had gone strangely quiet just minutes before the quake. Birds stopped singing. Insects went silent. Then came the cracking sounds, like gunshots echoing across the granite. Guides shouted for everyone to get down. Among them was a 31-year-old mountain guide named Rabi Sapingi. He had already been struck by falling rocks. He was bleeding badly, but he refused to leave the climber he was guiding. Instead, he gave one final instruction: run, go down the mountain, save yourself. Rabi tried to crawl to safety after his climber escaped. He made it only 20 meters. His body was later found on the trail. Around the mountain, other local guides formed human chains, carrying survivors down broken paths, through darkness, through aftershocks, through falling debris. But not everyone survived. By the time the rescue ended, 18 people were dead. Most were teachers and students from a school expedition. As the news spread, investigators searched for explanations. Geologists confirmed the cause: movement along the Ranau fault line, a shallow earthquake, a natural event. But across Sabah, another explanation began to circulate. The earthquake happened 6 days after the summit incident. For many locals, the timing was impossible to ignore. Deputy Chief Minister even reported seeing strange behavior from birds the morning of the quake, swallows circling his home in unusual patterns. Soon after the disaster, spiritual leaders gathered. High priestesses known as Bobo Hizan performed a ritual at the foothills of Kinabalu. They said the mountain had become hot with anger, and it needed to be cooled. In a ceremony known as Sogit, offerings were made to restore balance. During a trance ritual in a nearby village, spiritual mediums claimed to communicate with the mountain's guardians. 7 spirits. They named them Gunsang God, Singkarad, Rankai, Liso, Ronko, Tangung, and their leader, Raja Gugur. According to the mediums, the guardians were angered by the disrespect shown at the summit. 7 offerings were required to calm them: 7 chickens, 7 eggs, 7 ritual items, to restore what the elders called the mountain's coolness. Today, climbers still travel from all over the world to Mount Kinabalu. The trails have been rebuilt. The mountain stands silent again. But one thing has changed. Guides now tell the story of 2015 to every group before they climb. Not as a warning, but as a reminder. Science says the earthquake was a tectonic movement. A fault line is shifting beneath the earth. But for the people who have lived beside Kinabalu for centuries, the mountain is not just stone. It is memory. It is spirit. And it demands respect. So, if you ever stand on that summit, above the clouds, surrounded by ancient granite, ask yourself one question: are you standing on a mountain or somewhere far older than that? What if the mountain you were climbing was not empty? Imagine reaching a quiet plateau nearly 3,000 meters above sea level. The wind is cold, the ground is bare rock, nothing moves. But suddenly, you hear something. Coins clinking, voices bargaining, the distant smell of food cooking over fire. Yet, when you look around, the mountain is completely silent. This is the mystery of Pasar Setan, the Devil's Market, a place on Mount Lawu in Indonesia where hikers claim an invisible marketplace exists and where one young man stepped into the mist and was never seen again. Mount Lawu stands on the border of Central and East Java, an ancient volcanic peak rising more than 3,200 meters above sea level. To most climbers, it is a beautiful but unpredictable mountain. Locals often say Lawu experiences 4 seasons in a single day: bright sun in the morning, thick fog by afternoon, freezing winds by nightfall. Near the summit lies a strange place called Pasar Dieng, a flat, rocky plateau close to the Hargo Dalam Peak. There are no trees here, no villages, no permanent structures, just volcanic stone and endless wind. Yet for generations, Javanese climbers have warned each other about this place, because according to local belief, this empty plateau is not empty at all. It is said to be the marketplace of unseen spirits, a place where voices call out to travelers, asking them to buy something, and if the rules are broken, the mountain may take you. Many hikers describe the same strange experience. It begins with sound. While crossing the plateau, the silence suddenly changes. The wind seems to carry something unusual, not natural sounds, but human activity. The clinking of coins, the chatter of people speaking in old Javanese dialects, even the smell of grilled meat and incense drifting through the air. Yet, when hikers look around, they see nothing but empty rock and fog. Local guides warn climbers to follow a strange ritual if this happens. If a voice calls out asking, "Beli apa, dik?" What are you buying? You must drop a small coin onto the ground, then pick up a stone or handful of dirt. This symbolic purchase is believed to protect you. But ignoring the voice or mocking it is considered dangerous. Some climbers say those who break the rule lose their way on the mountain. Others claim they never return at all. For many years, these stories were dismissed as folklore, until a disappearance in 2019 made the legend far more unsettling. On February 1st, 2019, a 20-year-old hiker named Alvi Kurniawan began climbing Mount Lawu using the Candi Setho Trail. He was young, fit, and experienced. By the following day, he had nearly reached the summit. Near the Pasar Dieng Plateau, Alvi reportedly challenged another hiker to a friendly race toward the peak. Witnesses said he ran ahead on the open trail, just a few meters in front. Then, something strange happened. The other hiker briefly looked down at her footing. When she looked up again, Alvi was gone, not behind her, not ahead of her, just gone. The area where he disappeared is an open plateau with clear visibility. There are no steep cliffs, no caves, no dense forest, nothing that could easily hide a person. Yet Alvi had vanished, as if he had stepped off the mountain itself. The disappearance triggered one of the largest search operations in the region. More than 400 rescue personnel were deployed to the mountain. Drones scanned the terrain. Thermal imaging equipment searched for heat signatures. Volunteers combed through every path and rocky valley nearby. But the search teams quickly encountered something puzzling. Investigators reported finding footprints believed to belong to Alvi. They led across the plateau. Then suddenly, they stopped, right in the middle of the rocky ground. There were no signs of struggle. No tracks continuing in another direction. Just a trail of prints that ended with nothing beyond them. Days turned into weeks. The search lasted over 20 days. Still, nobody. No backpack. No phone. Nothing. Even thermal drones detected no heat signatures anywhere in the area. It was as if the mountain had erased every trace of him. Some members of the search team later described strange moments during the operation. According to reports, rescuers occasionally heard voices calling for help, voices that sounded like Alvi. But the calls seemed to come from different directions at the same time, leading searchers deeper into the fog. After weeks of searching in extreme weather, the operation was finally called off. Alvi Kurniawan was declared a permanent disappearance, and to this day, he has never been found. Mount Lawu remains one of Indonesia's most sacred mountains. Some believe it is the final resting place of Prabu Brawijaya V, the last king of the Majapahit Empire. Others believe the spirits of his ancient kingdom still exist, hidden somewhere on the mountain, perhaps even running their own marketplace in a world we cannot see. Today, hikers still cross the Pasar Dam Plateau. Most carry small coins in their pockets, just in case the voices appear, because on Mount Lawu, money may not buy food or goods. It may buy something far more important, your safe journey back. So, if you ever find yourself walking through a silent mountain plateau, and you hear the faint sound of coins clinking in the mist, would you answer the voice that asks, "What are you buying?" Or would you keep walking and hope the market never notices you? If you enjoy exploring mysteries like this one, consider subscribing to Silent Asia. There are many more stories still hidden across this region.